Yeah. We'll do that.
Governor Candidate Informational Forum. We are the Floodwood 3rd grade and we planned this informational forum so we could ask the governor about his plan. Now we'd like to introduce our guests. From the Independent Party, we got John Otis and Rob Hall. From the Democratic Party, we have Matt Denver. From the Republican Party, we have Rod Carney.
We are going to start with our 15-second questions first. The first question for the governor candidates is from Keith.
Can you put some more peas and beans?
What?
Can you put some more peas and beans?
More police and banks. More police and banks.
Start with Rob.
Can we put more police in banks? That would be ideal, because we don't want anyone stealing your money when you save it, right? That's the key, to make sure you save your money.
Let's think a little bit more closely about Keith's question. Here it is again.
Can you put some more peas and beans?
That phrase, bank police, sounds to me like some on-the-fly editing by a smart third grader. Keith's new and improved phrase, bank police, is how we should expect a third grader to describe regulators and regulation. Keith has obviously heard that banks are doing bad things. Keith wants to know what we're going to do about it.
The question about police and banks is usually you put police and banks to prevent people from robbing banks. But unfortunately, we have banks now that are taking homes from people. So if we're going to put any police in banks, we need to put them in the president's office. We need to regulate the banks.
Now back to more Q&A with the Floodwood third graders.
You let the governor place down.
Can I start with that one? Governor Pawlenty is a very personable fellow. I've known him since 1993, I believe. But Governor Pawlenty has forgotten where he came from and the help that he got as a young person and as a college student from the state of Minnesota to get him to where he is today, and I'm very disappointed in him for that.
Brian has a question.
A lot of people in Minnesota don't have health insurance. What are you going to do about health insurance?
We've got over 300,000 people in the state with no health care. Governor Pawlenty and Tom Emmer, the Republican candidate, are saying they don't want to participate in the federal system. I think that's wrong. We don't save money when people aren't insured. People aren't insured go to the ER, and that's much more expensive.
The next question is from Jane. Why did you run for governor?
I think that we need to challenge the Republican Party in particular as to what the word Republican means. The legislature is the primary body. So as a governor, my main commitment is to work to help the legislature deliberate and brainstorm and come up with ideas. Governor Pawlenty has treated the governor's office as if it's the third house of the legislature. We need to get away from that model.
I'm running to make a difference. It's my time to serve this state that has been so good to me and given me many opportunities.
This response calls for standing up because it's kind of an emotional one for me, that I'm running for all of you. And I'm particularly running for the young people in the front because they remind me of my grandchildren. And when I thought about what I could bring to the governor's race, I thought about my grandchildren. And I also thought that they're not going to have the same opportunities as I had had. And I find that to be egregious. You can look that word up and discuss what that word means. It's not good. And my intent basically is to try to get the government of the state of Minnesota to provide you with the opportunities as nearly as I possibly can to the opportunities I have been given in the state of Minnesota.
Our next next question is from Kirby.
There are people losing money because of credit card debt. How are you going to help stop credit card debt?
Usury is charging high rates of interest. And I know that some of you know that that's a sin called out in the Bible. And I'm going to be a big tough thumper for the fact that usury is not going to be a major factor in Minnesota.
Our next question is from Maya.
What law are you going to think of next?
The budget's been balanced on the backs of rural communities for years. You go to Egan and Eden Prairie and places like that, they haven't seen what we've seen with the loss of jobs for police and firefighters and others. And I think we need a governor who understands that rural Minnesota deserves some fairness.
Number one priority, health care. Second priority, protection on home mortgage defaults. Third priority would be credit card interest.
If I could do one thing, I would put everybody to work in the state of Minnesota so that the economy would roll again.
Our next question is from Anna.
What is it like to run for governor?
Can I answer that one too? I announced on Labor Day that I was running for governor last year. And after that, I spent about 10 months on the road, going from everywhere from La Crescent, Minnesota, which is in the southeasterly most corner of the state, and to Laverne in the southwesterly most corner up to International Falls and Deep River Falls and everywhere in between. It was quite an experience. However, I said that if I didn't get the endorsement at the Democratic Farmer Labor Convention on April 24th, that I wouldn't run because there's a couple of millionaires in this race, and then there is the endorsed candidate. And so, you know, I was hoping that this election would be about raising people's hopes, because in these times we need a lot of hope, and not about raising money, but it didn't turn out that way.
I think we need to find out what possibilities there are for new ways of running for governor. If we use YouTube and the internet to challenge someone like Tom Emmer, who does have the money in the backing, but who doesn't seem to have the answers and won't answer questions, we'll see what happens.
Running for governor is great.
By the way, is the band going to play one more number when we're done? Can I sit in and play trumpet?
See, running for governor gives you that opportunity. I'm serious about this now.
Thank you for attending our candidate forum. We would like to thank candidates and guests for taking time out of their busy schedule to meet with us and answer our questions. We would also like to thank Mr. Anderson and Mr. Vestal for approving this project so we could have this great experience.
He came up by that wall by himself.
Thank you.